It's 2020, and I've officially owned my Onewheel XR, my first ever one wheel, for 20 months. In this video, I'm going to give you my Onewheel XR perspective, looking back through the 2020 lens of 20 months of Onewheel XR ownership as I explore Lower Manhattan in New York City.
But my question is, like, how you go, like, forward, back?
Yeah, so if I lean this way, then it goes that way. If I lean this way, it goes this way.
How much is this?
This one's about 18.
1,800?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, so it's not cheap. Oh no, I can't have you ride it.
Right.
I don't want you to get hurt. I had someone fall and get hurt, and I felt bad. So that's me. I'm Jimmy Chang.
Okay.
Jimmy Chang. So you go on YouTube and you look up Jimmy Chang, you'll find me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll do this today on my lunch break. I think I'm interested in this. All right.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Take care. Man. Okay. Good morning. How are you doing? The wrong building. We go back to my house, some brother.
See you later. This is day 3 of our New York City trip. Day 1 was spent with Mario Contino in Queens, and day 2 was spent riding around the Brooklyn Bridge. Here on day 3, I'm exploring Lower Manhattan, checking out sites like Wall Street, Statue of Liberty, the 9/11 Memorial, and the stunning One World Trade Center. My family contracted a GI bug the night before day 3 of our New York City trip, so no one felt like going anywhere. Fever, belly pain, vomiting, those were the main symptoms. My daughter gave a valiant effort and tried to ride with me, but then this happened. Oh, you okay? Could this be the first ever vomiting while one-wheeling captured on video? Honestly, she was feeling okay when we started the ride, but if you're familiar with New York City, the garbage gets left out on the sidewalks to be collected. This often leaves offensive odors that attacks the nostrils without warning. Combine that with an already sensitive stomach from being ill, and this throw up while one-wheeling in New York City was bound to happen. So I took my daughter back to rest with the rest of the family, and I went on this ride with the goal to get from East Village, where we were staying, to Chelsea Marketplace for some breakfast. Chelsea Marketplace is a short 1.9 miles away, almost directly west from where we were staying. But of course, when I have the one wheel with me, the goal isn't always to get to my destination as quickly as possible, but to have the most fun and to explore while traveling. So I decided to hop on a subway to see where it would take me, and then one wheel from there. Let's talk about me and the one wheel. When I find a hobby I love, I try to go all in. Examples include skiing, chainsaw carving, and YouTubing. The problem I find is that many of my hobbies like skiing require so much time and effort just to get going. I can't do it as much as I'd like. The one wheel though, it's effortless fun. I just make sure it's charged, I put on my safety gear, I step outdoors, and then I'm off. I don't need to travel into the mountains to ride it like I do with skiing. But if I want to travel somewhere with my one wheel, then I throw it into the back of my trunk and I'm good to go. It's super portable. There's little to no maintenance on the device, so I don't have to worry about spending a ton of time or money working on it. But if you're into spending a ton of time and money on your device, then there's a huge third-party accessory community there to support your addiction and there to take your money. They're willing to help you customize your board, upgrade foot pads, upgrade tires, and to do anything you can imagine so you can make the board yours.
Get down underneath, put his balls on your shoulder. Hey!
I love that I can go on a ride on my own to clear my head. Or, if I want, I can join my local Onewheel community for a fun group ride. But before we dive too deep into this review, let's talk about my history with the Onewheel XR. I purchased my first Onewheel at the end of the summer in 2018. I purchased it used, and from the second I stepped on it, I knew there in that park with the Onewheel Craigslist seller that this was for me. About a week later, I had a bad fall, like most people do during their first week of ownership of the Onewheel. I captured the entire fall on video, and I decided to post the video on YouTube, and that was the birth of this YouTube channel. I have about 1,200 miles on that first Onewheel XR. While the mileage may seem a little low, it's because I've grown my Onewheel fleet to include 4 total Onewheels, and my time is split between those 4 wheels as well as a few other electric unicycles. When I travel, I usually either borrow a Onewheel from a friend or I rent a Onewheel XR through suprents.com, which is how I have these Onewheels for this trip. It's the easiest way to get a Onewheel for a vacation. Now let's talk about my thoughts about the Onewheel XR after 20 months of ownership. I'm not going to go into all the specs in terms of weight, cost, speed, battery size, charge time, etc. That's all been done, and you can find that information on the internet if you need that info. I'm here to tell you what I think of the XR after my first 20 months. Look at that, now that is beautiful. You know how after you make a big purchase, after a few months, and after that initial honeymoon period, the excitement and fun starts to fade away? Like when you get a new video game, or purchase a new computer, or even a new car or phone. Well, the fun factor of the Onewheel XR is still as strong as the day I first got it. For most people, and for most of my rides, the 18-mile range is enough. I'm not a speed demon, so the 18 to 19 mile top speed is adequate for most of the time. Spec-wise, the XR is comparable to many of the electric skateboards on the market, but the experience and the stoke that you get from the Onewheel crushes the electric skateboard competition in my opinion. I love that floaty feeling I get on the Onewheel XR as I cruise around town. Being able to ride hands-free allows the Onewheel to become an extension of my body and soul, and I can ride longer and faster than any other model of Onewheel, including the Onewheel Pint. I recently did a 6-month review of the Onewheel Pint. I think if the Pint had been my first Onewheel, I would have loved it more than I did. But because I came from a Onewheel XR, the Pint just felt a little too slow, and the range was never quite enough for what I wanted to do. The Onewheel XR is still my main Onewheel, mostly because of the range and increased speed compared to the Pint. It's the easiest of all the single-wheeled devices to learn, much easier than the electric unicycles, and slightly easier than the Pint, because it has the widest tire with the flattest surface, which makes it the most stable when at a standstill. How does the Onewheel XR compare to my electric unicycles? Well, I've done a comparison video between the two, so you can check that video out here. In short, the stoke is high with both devices for me, but I do tend to gravitate towards the electric unicycles because of the increased range and speed. While most EUCs or electric unicycles have the one wheel beat in terms of speed and range, there's something about that sideways stance on the one wheel that people just love for some reason. The sideways stance of the one wheel gives you more of an action-ready stance, which is similar to that of a skateboard, snowboard, or surfboard, and people love that. I have to say I enjoy the sideways stance too, but on long distance rides, constantly keeping my neck and back turned to the side gets a little tiring. Another thing that can get annoying with the Onewheel XR is its homemade appearance. To spend $1,800 on a new device and to constantly get asked if you made your $1,800 device at home, that gets a little old. That is why the third-party market for the Onewheel XR is so hot. People want to make the Onewheel look like a sleek and refined high-tech device, and they don't want something that looks like you threw together in your garage. The only major drawback with the XR is the danger of the device. Because it's so easy for beginners to hop on and ride, even easier than the Pint, I see too many beginners going too fast and out of control and then getting injured. I won't go into all the details of what I want to see in the next model of the Onewheel because I've already done that. But I will say that a more noticeable pushback and an audible alert system are a must. Old school one-wheelers are going straight to the comment section right now to scold me for my blasphemy or to laugh at me here because they've been riding for so long without these safety features just fine. But if the Onewheel really wants to go mainstream, then it needs to include safety features so it can win the public perception of being not just fun, but safe. In conclusion, the Onewheel XR is still top dog when it comes to single-wheeled, self-balancing devices that you stand on sideways. It's my go-to Onewheel because there's less range anxiety and it gives me more options to explore, like here in Lower Manhattan. There's no way I could have done this ride on a Pint. The Onewheel XR is a ton of fun, and I enjoy it just as much as the day I got it. Sure, there's room for improvement, but the device is a solid machine and it gets me where I want to go and then some while having a ton of fun doing it. How long have you owned your Onewheel XR and does it still bring you joy when you ride? Share your experiences in the comments below. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for your support on this electric journey. I've had multiple vendors reach out to me about doing some sort of giveaway in celebration of hitting 10,000 subscribers. I'll share those vendors and giveaway items in a future video. But to enter, sign up on my website/blog at oneradwheel.com. No, Future Motion hasn't reached out to sponsor giving away a Onewheel, but there will be multiple prizes and multiple winners, so be sure to sign up. Thanks for watching, be sure to ride responsibly, and remember to always wear your safety gear.
Back.
Thank you.